Okay, so look, now for the tenon. I've cut the end off of my scrap piece of wood. I have to fit a tenon into that hole. The tenon is already in here, okay? So let's kind of mark where it would be, right? So it would be somewhere like that inside of the piece of wood. So what I have to do is remove this piece of wood, this part of the wood there, and this part of the wood there, to leave this part in the middle, and that's what would go in. And I have to dial this part in here to be able to fit inside the mortise. Okay, so how do you do that? Well, don't use your good piece that you're trying to build with. You use scrap to get all your adjustments right. And then once you get your adjustments, okay, then go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a method called creeping up on it. That's a no measurement way. You take off a little bit, see if it fits, take off a little bit more, see if it fits, take off too much, dang it, still too fat. So I'm gonna keep on going. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise the blade a couple of times, okay, and see what that does. Look at that. The tenon is a little bit too long, but I mean, it's like, now we're splitting hairs. See, I got a little bit of wiggle room right there. Some would argue, man, that's tight enough, but really, I think we can get it a little bit tighter. But see, that's the creeping up on it method, right? Okay. So the blade is a little bit too high. I'm gonna lower my blade a little bit. I'm gonna see, maybe if lowering it halfway will give me the result that I want. And actually, it's a very, very delicate adjustment, because remember that you're using the same cut to take both sides off, right? So whatever you adjust the saw, whatever distance you move that blade is double, because you're doing it twice. One important thing to note is that my tenon is meant to go all the way through. So you see how it's the same width as my stile, okay? I set my fence up at the proper spot there to be able to cut that. Oh, so isn't this nice? Look, I've got all my pieces cut out. I've got my mortises, I've got my tenons, and now it's just a matter of making sure everything fits, right? So look, I'm gonna mark where my hole is on my tenon right there. See that? I'm gonna take my pencil and I'm gonna extend my line. That's gonna be my cut line, my saw. Now this handsaw is a wonderful handsaw. It's a Japanese handsaw. This is like $25 at Lowe's. I love this saw. I don't think you can get a better deal on a Japanese handsaw anywhere. So, okay. The cool thing about this saw is because it cuts on the pull stroke. That keeps the blade in tension. It keeps the blade straight. American style saws cut on the push, and it tends to kink the blade a little bit. Oh, so nice. Oh. Let's see if it fits the other side. Oh, it's a little snug. So sometimes when your tenon doesn't fit, you can take something like a sanding block and you can sand the cheeks a little bit. Oh, that's so nice. That's all it needed. And you know you're doing a good job, when you feel this joint here, it is nice and smooth, okay? Steve Quillian for Wood Window Makeover. Thanks for watching.